your hands up in the sky, wave them from side to side.
Yo, it's Jazzy Jazz with Lee Bailey's EURWeb.com Spotlight. Black Star coming back together. They're releasing some new music. There's this dope project called Lyricist Lounge. I can't wait to tell you all about it. I got Kweli in the hot seat. Well, you know, I'll say the seat of love because you know we love us some Talib. So come hang out. It's a good convo, I promise you. And don't forget to subscribe, fam. I need your support for real, for real. Thank you. Yo, it's Jazzy Jazz with Lee Bailey's EURWeb.com Spotlight. Okay, I'm excited, fam, because this man don't need any introduction whatsoever. Lyrical activist, lyrical magic bar lord that has been spitting truth, kicking truth to the masses, shining a spotlight on injustice, dropping pearls and wisdom. I am talking the one and only Talib Kweli. Yes!
Thank you. And I'm going to add Bar Lord to my many list of aliases because that's a good one. And I'm going to keep that one.
And we are also joined by Aunt Marshall. Now, you may not have heard this brother's name, but this brother is the man. He's making all kinds of things happen, including Lyrical Lounge, which we're going to get into in just a moment. But I want to start with the news. Yo, you are dropping new music May 3rd. 24 years, Yasin Bey, Black Star, back together. Talk to me all about it.
Yes, I mean, it's a beautiful situation. One of the, Lyricist Lounge is one of the places where Black Star was incubated. I will go even as far to say that Lyricist Lounge, if there was no Lyricist Lounge, there would likely be no Black Star because Black Star was built on Yasin Bey and I doing shows together. I had a single called Fortified Live. And so High Tech produced it. Danny and Anthony from Lyricist Lounge, it wasn't really until I got with the High Tech production that they really were able to understand my vision as a musician. And so when I got with the High Tech production, I have songs with Yasin Bey, who was known as Most Def at the time. It gave them a reason to put me on stage. It gave me a reason to be on stage. And then if I did shows, Yasin Bey would show up. If they booked Yasin Bey for the Lyricist Lounge, I would show up. And so the Black Star album came from us doing shows together, 96, 97, 98, 98, the album drops.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, tell me about the new music. You got 9 tracks on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Approximately 9. I think, yeah, it's about 9 tracks. The new album, it won't be available on your DSPs. It won't be available on Spotify. It won't be available on Tidal, Apple Music, iTunes, none of that. Yasin Bey and I, we do a podcast with Dave Chappelle called The Midnight Miracle. That podcast can be found exclusively at luminary.com. Here, Luminary is the social media. Luminarypodcast.com is the website. My podcast, People's Party, also debuts there first. But this is the first time it's being done. No, there is no podcast site that has released an album.
I love it. You're doing some innovative, exclusive stuff. For real, for real.
Yeah, and that's we're trying to make sure that we get valued for our work, and luminarypodcast.com definitely values us for our work, but also making sure that the fans get a quality experience.
See, that's what's up. So just tease a little bit. Tell us a little bit about one of the tracks that we're going to hear. And the album is called No Fear of Time, right?
Yeah, No Fear of Time. Madlib is the producer of the whole album, and in today's single-driven market, we are proud to say that this is an album, and that it's better for you to take it in as an album. There's not one song to me that represents the album better than the rest of the songs on the album. So I encourage people to subscribe to Luminary today and luminarypodcast.com. You don't just get the Black Star album, but you get every single episode of Midnight Miracle with us and Dave Chappelle. You get every single episode of People's Party. You get Russell Brand's podcast. You get Roxanne Gay's The Gay Agenda. You get Guys We Effed, which is a great podcast. There's so many great shows on Luminary Podcast.
Okay, and I know they're dropping some knowledge and some pearls and some wisdom. So y'all check it out. Don't
Absolutely.
forget luminary.com and you get the whole album.
Luminarypodcast.com. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Luminarypodcast.com. You get the whole album, and that's dropping May 3rd. So, Aunt, just tell us a little bit about the history of Lyrical Lounge.
Yeah, Lyricist Lounge. We started
Lyricist.
30 years. Yep, 30 years ago in 1991, in New York City. As I was saying earlier, to really just as a way to provide a platform for unsigned artists, for up and coming artists, way before the internet and social media, et cetera. So, and it was a way for actually us as dancers early on. Myself and my partner, we were backup dancers for different groups at the time. And we just really wanted to kind of get ahead. We were kind of done with the dancing and ready to step up and be up front. And so this was a way for us to also develop our, lyrical skills. But, we soon learned that there were people better at it than we were. And, decided to really take a back step.
You're not getting no tricks galore?
Hey, one day I may still put something out. See it. Hey, Kweli knows. I was definitely on it before. A little bit. Actually, Kweli, you would appreciate this. I ran into Wyclef the other day, like 2 nights ago, and I'm like, Clef, what's good? It's Aunt Marshall. He's like, what's good? You have bars? And I was like, ready to go into the whole blockchain Web3 conversation, but I was yeah, what's good? He's like, all right, we'll spit. And then I started freestyling with Wyclef. The worst verse I've ever done in my life.
Before you go, Aunt, we're gonna have to see a little bit. We're gonna have to hear a little bit of you freestyle. Freestyle about the NFT.
Jasmine, let me tell you, you're gonna have to start first. You're gonna have to start the cipher first, and I will definitely go after you. Ladies first, baby.
The NFT, that's the place to be. Okay.
Getting ready.
We're gonna mint that right there. But yeah, this Web3 movement is the future. Yes, we have 30 years of history helping artists really get to the stage, but now the next 30 is really about helping them to get to their community and get in front of their audience without any middlemen or any predatory deals. So that's really what it's about, so yeah, yes, look out for my bars dropping soon.
That's right. So Talib, what inspired the album? And for you and Yassine to make that magic together again as Black Star?
I mean, the real honest answer is, this is my 17th album. This is Yassine Bey's 6th or 7th album. And so I'm creating and producing at a faster rate than he is. That's not bad or good, it's just different. But what I had to do is I had to really put myself back in the mentality of where I was before I got famous. And before I got famous, there was nothing else in my life going on besides trying to get that Black Star album done. And so I really just had to sort of put my ego to the side. And you get in this business, you get very productive. And for the type of artist I am, I'm the sun in my universe. If I don't continue to, or that is real. If I don't continue,
there's the poetry. I love it.
And it is real, and it sounds arrogant, but it's true. But if you're not cognizant of it, you could sometimes just be spinning and feeding everybody and working and grinding, and you never getting back to what really is the real reason you started to do this. Yeah. And working with Yassine, he's just, I would say, a bit more intentional in his work. He's not doing anything unless he feels it. I spent a lot of years working to feed my family, just working, doing shows. And so, I'm not going to say the pandemic, because we started recording the album before the pandemic, but the pandemic really accelerated for me the idea that all of this could end soon, or, I can't depend on any of this. So the pandemic, we were able to get the album out, like we were able to find a deal and get the album out, but we had already started recording the album based on the fact that I was like, let me just go back to that mentality when I was working in the bookstore, when the only thing I had in life to do was find Yassine and record this album. There was I had to put the distractions away. Running a label, being on social media, having my family, doing shows, doing activist work, all of it had to sort of take a back seat, and I had to just focus on Black Star.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, one other thing I wanted to just ask you, when we look at hip hop back in the day, right? So I'm thinking about, Wu and Nas and native tongues. What? There was a level of expressing our reality and expressing our struggle that you don't hear as much today. I'm curious about your thoughts on that. I mean, I remember when you organized Hip Hop for Respect, which was about the killing of Amadou Diallo, who was shot 41 times by the police, murdered, executed, assassinated. And a lot of your rhymes always brings that light onto injustice. And there were other groups back then, you always heard it. I mean, like I said, whether it was Nas or Wu
Mhm.
or Dead Prez. What do you think has changed since
I
then?
don't think that's ever. I don't think that's ever gone away. But there's a time in the time when I was on, there was more of a chance of the spotlight being shown on artists who were doing that type of work. When we did the project you're referring to, the Hip Hop for Respect project, taking it back to the Lyricist Lounge, we did a call for 41 MCs, and we got way more than 41 MCs, because 41 MCs to represent the 41 shots of Amadou Diallo. The reason we got way more than 41 MCs to participate in the project is because of our connection to the Lyricist Lounge. We were all one big community. So when
Right.
myself and Yasin Bey made that call, about 100 MCs came, and most of the MCs on that project, over the 3 or 4 songs, most of them are not famous.
Right.
Most of them were just local MCs, people we knew who were in the circle. They were famous in our circle, but all of them, just about all of them, had touched that Lyricist Lounge stage. And so nowadays, I see that happening. I see my son's generation. My son is an MC. My daughter's an MC. I see them doing the things that we were doing with or without the spotlight on them. And so I think that those things are happening, but every once in a while the mainstream shines a light on it. And I think we're starting to see that now with what I heard Anthony in another interview referred to as Generation Z. This is a generation that a lot of the hip hop fans now, if you notice, it's harder to market to them because they're smarter. They're uh, they're it's less. You can't fool them. They like
Facts,
Madlib and them
facts.
Abdul and Griselda, because they like things that are organic. They like things that are not just my perspective.
Now,
They my
do you
kids
feel
my
that
kids
do you feel that corporate control, that the corporate domination of hip hop that has grown over the years has had any impact on the content?
Absolutely. It's like Anthony said, the consumer wants to be more conscious and curate their own playlist because they feel spoken down to by the corporate culture. And for years, hip hop in particular, hip hop comes from marginalized people, come from poor people. So from the beginning of hip hop, from the days when Busy B was spelling out his name with $100 bills and rhyming about limos and stuff, hip hop has always celebrated the materialism, right? And I don't judge that, because I understand the root causes of it. But now we're more savvy. We understand, because we understand the root causes of it. The people coming up now, they move away from that. Like I was about to say, my kids today, my sneakers is nicer than my kids, and they be looking at me crazy, like, why you care so much about sneakers and stuff? Like they kicks be bummy and dirty looking, and they don't even care. They don't even care, and I love that.
But your shoe game is on point, huh?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'm still from
Are
that
you a
generation. You got to be
sneakerhead?
fresh. I'm not a sneakerhead. I'm just a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, which is, I guess, the same thing in a lot of ways.
I feel you. I feel you. I got a few kicks myself.
I don't know the names of the sneakers, but I have access to all the flyness before it comes out. So
Oh, you got drip. I see you. You got
yeah.
drip. I feel you. So, what are your main passions right now in terms of our struggle, your life, where you're going? What are your main passion? What gets you up in the morning right now?
Art and culture is really where my focus is at. Has always been that. I did 200 shows a year for 20 years straight. So I'm now, my focus is a lot more on self care, and my focus is similar to Anthony and Danny. My focus is less energy and effort with larger returns, and being able to not rest on our laurels, but stand tall on top of our laurels.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, some pearls right there. That's what's up. Now, how are you doing? Are you okay? I know you were going through some stuff with your ex-wife. You don't have to talk about any details, but it sounded like you were holding the sister down, DJ EQ. Is everything okay now?
We'll see. I got divorce proceedings still coming up. That should be fun.
Oh, I thought you had gone to court in the fall, and I was like, oh, I hope that's
Oh
all
no, I mean,
resolved.
look, but DJ Q is a wonderful human being that I was married to for quite some time. I haven't seen the woman since 2015, and so this is not this is old news for me. But a lot of the old stature of our relationship, it became news last year. You know what I'm saying?
It
So for
did. It
me, it's like
did.
this old stuff. That's why I laughed because I'm like, is
Yeah.
this
But I just want to say thank you, Talib. Thank you, Aunt.
No
Anthony, I
problem. Thank
really,
you.
really appreciate it. And best of luck on the album and everything that you're doing to continue to raise awareness amongst our people. I love that. And we so F with you for that. So thank you for who you are and what you're doing. Mad love. And thank you all so much for joining me on Spotlight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mad love.
All right,
All
peace.
right.
Now, fam, don't forget to subscribe so I can keep bringing you these conversations. Let's go, let's go.